The movie starts with Haley Keller wearing a swimsuit preparing for a race. While racing, she reminisces about swimming with her coach and dad cheering for her when she was younger. However, this time she finishes the race feeling disappointed. After showering, she checks her phone and sees a missed call from her sister. She calls her back, and her sister Beth tells her there's a big storm coming and advises her to leave the state. But Beth also says she hasn't been able to reach their dad to find out where he is. Haley worries when she doesn't hear back from her dad. She drives in the rain and wind to his condo but can't find him there. So she decides to go to their old family home, which has been for sale for a while. On the way, she has to stop at a roadblock where Beth's ex, a cop named Wayne, is in charge. Wayne tells Haley she can't go through and has to turn around. Haley, however, makes a snap decision to push on, swerving away from the police and accelerates away down a muddy track. Upon arrival at the house, Haley is greeted by the family dog, Sugar, to whom she apologizes for having been away so long. It is now revealed that Haley has not been on good terms with her father. She is unable to find him on either floor of the house, so she follows some steps down to the crawl area below the floorboards. It is dark and all wet down there, and she is forced to make her way along on her hands and knees through the mud and dirt. Her concern for her father grows as she sees some abandoned tools. She gets in earshot of his radio, but is still unable to elicit a response from him when she calls out to him. Eventually, Haley finds her father, Dave, lying fet down on the floor, clearly unconscious. As she turns him over, we can see deep lacerations across his shoulder, and his leg has been fractured so severely that the bones are showing. Fortunately, he is still breathing, and she is able to use some water to revive him. Initially, he seems annoyed that she has come. Before Haley is able to make a call for help, she is alerted to the presence of an alligator. Haley and her dad scatter, and both take refuge behind a row of metal pipes which the alligators prove incapable of passing. However, the father and daughter are separated. At this point, against her father's advice, Haley heads back into the danger zone beyond the pipes in pursuit of her phone. Before she can make a call of any note, she is attacked by an alligator and loses hold of the phone. It is later crushed under the weight of one of the two alligators now tracking her. Although she is bitten on the leg, she makes it back to the pipes. She gets away by repeatedly stabbing an alligator in the eye with a screwdriver. Throughout this time, Haley has had access to a wind-up torch. Next, she uses this to try to draw attention to 3 people she spots at a nearby gas station. The people are looting it, and have just managed to load its ATM machine onto a boat. The older male catches sight of the light beam shining through a grate. He begins walking across the street to investigate, with the water level nearly up to his waist. Behind him, we see the female of the group, who is in the boat, being attacked by yet another alligator. She is viciously and mercilessly killed, while he is bitten on the leg too. With his younger brother still in the shop, he manages to scramble back to the shop and attempts to warn him. It is too late though, and within seconds both of them are tragically killed. Back in the basement, Dave has a plan. He instructs Haley to locate a hatch leading up through the floor. She does so and tries to force it open. As she attempts this, Sugar comes to greet her. Unfortunately, however, the lid keeps catching under the lip of a piece of furniture, and it refuses to give up. They remain trapped. Soon, the two of them have their hopes of an escape revived when Wayne arrives on a police boat. His partner waits outside while Wayne enters the house. The pair underneath the floor attempt to warn him about the presence of the alligators, but he is unable to hear them due to the howling storm. While his partner is torn apart outside near a children's swing by a group of the reptiles, Wayne is dragged into the basement where he wrestles with his attacker. Despite Haley's attempts to assist, he loses the fight. With the water levels rising rapidly, the father and his daughter learn that they are in danger from both the predators in their midst and from drowning. In desperation, Haley decides to make for the flood drain. Her father pleads with her not to, as he knows the alligators use this to come and go. On her way to it, she finds herself in an alligator's nest surrounded by eggs. She tries to remain silent to avoid attracting their attention, but when she sees Wayne's corpse floating nearby, she reels it in and takes his service weapon. An alligator soon attacks and bites her arm, but with her hand inside its throat she is able to get several shots off and kills it, thereby freeing her arm. Ever more determined, Haley clambers up the flood drain and swims into the street, evading any alligators in the water nearby. She smashes a window to enter the house, clambers through, and begins hacking away at the floorboards. Beneath them, with the water having risen significantly, her father is drowning. She hauls him through the gap she has made, but finds that he is no longer breathing. Haley attempts to resuscitate him using mouth-to-mouth and CPR. At first he doesn't respond, but when she becomes desperate and hits him harder in the chest, he splutters back into life. With the two of them now on their feet, they head into the street. Dave has warned his daughter that the flood defenses will soon break and they need to get out. He tells her the looters' boat at the gas station is their only option. Taking Sugar in his arms, he leads Haley across the street on foot, reassuring her that if they don't make a splash they will not be attacked. His words ring true, and they stand like statues as a large alligator brushes past them. A crack of thunder and some ominous-looking skies soon force a change in plan. Time is running out and Dave tells Haley she needs to swim to the boat. The former swimming coach in him comes out as he builds her confidence, telling her she is faster than their attackers. She follows his wishes and makes it to the boat, quickly starting the engine and turning it around. She scoops up her dad and the dogs in seconds. Almost immediately, the flood defenses then give way. The resulting surge of water means they are unable to control the boat. It is sent smashing back through the front window of their house with them on board. It capsizes on impact, and its 3 passengers are left scattered around the house. While Haley attempts to evade the alligators in the kitchen, Dave makes it to the stairs, but soon leaves his position of relative safety to get Sugar. As Sugar swims towards him, an alligator spots Dave and wrestles with him, tearing off his arm in the encounter. Much as he had done with his leg earlier, Dave binds his arm to stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, Haley locates a police radio floating on the surface of the water and manages to broadcast a distress signal. However, when attempting to make it to the stairs, she is cornered by an alligator and retreats into the bathroom. She takes refuge in the shower protected by its door. The water level is rising again though, so she knows she needs to take action. She opens the door, luring the alligator in, and uses the soap dish as a foothold to step over the shower's partition in order to close the door and trap the reptile inside. Not long after, she is reunited with her father. They realize a rescue helicopter is searching for people in need. Haley makes for a window to try and signal to it. She is soon engaged in a struggle for her life with another alligator, though. It has a tight hold on her, and attempts to drown her by repeatedly rolling her over and over below the surface. Haley struggles for consciousness, but is inspired by more flashbacks to her childhood. She clutches at an abandoned flare. After several attempts, she is able to grab hold of it, ignite it, and use it to stab the alligator in the eye. She gets away, rejoins the others, and despite the presence of yet another reptilian adversary, they make it to the roof. Though her father is severely injured and Haley has also been wounded, they are relieved and clearly happy to have made it out. The movie ends with Haley hailing the helicopter using a flare, with her dad gazing on in appreciation, amazed at how strong his daughter has proven to be. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.